Brent and Shane Kinsman are twin brothers. They're both actors. They've been in movies like Cheaper by the Dozen, and they've been in shows like Desperate Housewives. They are veteran actors, but they were veteran actors as children. Now they've taken some time off, they've gone to college, and are back at, you're in your 20s. Welcome, guys. How you doing?
Really well. Good. Happy to be here.
So you decided to take time off from acting, but I want to go back a little ways, because when you were children, somebody in your family said, these kids are special. They need to be in front of the camera. Tell me about that. How did that happen?
Well, you know, it all kind of just stemmed from a blessing. Our parents had no intentions of putting us into child acting or anything like that. We actually were the story goes, long story short, we were at a Dodger game one time. We had to have been probably four at the time. Yeah. We were super young. And we must have been, you know, sitting on like the second level deck, and we'd run up to the railing in the front, and we had foam fingers and blue hair and the whole thing. And you know, when the camera would come around and show people on the big screen, they caught us a couple times, and we would, you know, two little redhead twin fireballs.
Hard to miss.
It was hard to miss, yeah. So throughout that game, the camera just kept coming back to us. We probably got up on the big screen maybe 3 or 4 times. And we just loved it, you know, and we had all the enthusiasm in the world. And happenstantially, there was a talent agent sitting 2 rows behind my dad, and just watched the whole thing happen, and approached him after the game and gave him his card and said, hey, have you ever considered putting your kids into child acting? The camera seems to love them, and they have the energy and all that. And so, yeah, long story short, we got into contact with that agency, and they became our representation. And we got a Tylenol commercial. That was the first thing we ever did, was a Tylenol commercial through them. And then after that, the momentum just kind of started to build, and the rest is history.
Your parents are like booking gigs for you guys, and you're working. That's amazing. Congratulations on that success. So you were in these great films and on these great TV shows. I mean, were you even aware as a child what was going on around you?
As aware as a 4-year-old can be, you know, 5-year-old can be. We were just, you know, when you're that age, when you're 5 or 8, like we were 8 in the second movie, the world's your playground. So that's all it was to us, you know. We just we were semi-aware, you know. We knew the cameras were there and kind of had an idea of what was going on, but you don't really care as a kid. You just do your thing, you know. Like I said, everything looks the same to a kid. So the world was our playground. So we had such a blast on all of the sets that we were on, with the cheaper sets and also Desperate. So we were there just to have a good time, and their job was to capture the energy on camera, and that's how it went. Our naivete played in our favor.
Yeah. You guys decided to go to San Luis Obispo, is that right? You went to San Luis Obispo for school?
We both ended up at Cal Poly San Luis. Well, Brent actually followed me there.
That's an engineering school. Architects come out of there. Why would you pick that school?
It's also an agriculture school, which is what we both studied.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, why would you pick agriculture?
So growing up, we were athletes. We kind of, like, after acting, we played sports and stuff, and football, and lifted weights and the whole thing. And so that got us really into kind of health and nutrition, which led to our interest in agriculture. And the way that it worked at Cal Poly was, I mean, when you're 17 and you're choosing colleges, you don't really know what you want to do. Yeah. You kind of just pick something on a whim and hope it sticks. Mm-hmm. And so Cal Poly made us declare our majors before getting into the school. So we thought, dang, we're kind of into nutrition and the whole thing. We might as well study and get into the school with agriculture. And if we wanted to change our majors down the road, then perhaps we could do that. But we both stuck it out through the School of Agriculture. And I studied agricultural business, and Brent studied agricultural science. And whether or not we use those degrees directly or indirectly, we don't know yet. But yeah, we had really interesting experiences at Cal Poly.
Interesting to say the least.
In the agriculture department.
One of my first quarter at Cal Poly, one of my first classes was a tractor. It was called Ag Machinery Safety. What it was is tractor driving. It was tractor driving. I learned how to work on tractors, and we went out to the fields at Cal Poly, and I drove tractors for the first quarter in college, which was very foreign.
You think about this. So You've done that in school. So now back in your 20s, you're thinking, I'm going to get back into acting. But if it doesn't work out, I can just go to Iowa and
we can just be a farmer. We can just be farmers.
Yeah.
We'll just fall back on our farming degrees.
Yeah. I'll just drive tractors for the rest
your
of my life.
career or anything. No, I'm not doing it.
Exactly. Or maybe we'll just do westerns. We'll get on Yellowstone or something.
We'll bring them both together.
Yeah, you'll be those guys who reach down to the ground and go, I can eat this.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the good story.
That's good. Yeah.
That's really.
Yeah.
So tell me, what are you guys planning to do? So what's the next step for the Kinsman twins?
So yeah, we over the past year or so, obviously we graduated college into 2020, and so that was kind of a wreck. There obviously the entertainment industry, like other industries, was totally down and out for a while, and really just started to pick back up and start booming as of kind of mid this year. And so we haven't been on this pursuit back into acting for very long. It's only been a couple months. Yeah. We've managed to pick up some representation and actually have some opportunities for films and shows and commercials and stuff. But we're trying to be really intentional about how we make our comeback back into the industry. And we want to be good representations for, we want to tell our story of how Hollywood turned out good for us. And we want to tell a good, positive story and also be good representations for Christ in the process. And so we feel like we want to be intentional about the roles that we pick. We kind of want to, as of now, pursue maybe stuff on the Hallmark Channel, kind of family-friendly, wholesome kind of work. And we also think that there's space for us in kind of the superhero sci-fi space as well, because nobody's done anything with twins quite yet. And that's we were, like we said, we were athletes growing up, and so that's kind of where our athletic interest meets acting, is in that new space where, Marvel and Star Wars and the whole thing, they're so huge right now. And it's definitely an interest of ours. So those are kind of the two.
And then we're also writing a project as well. Mm-hmm. So that's new. It's, aside from just acting, we're also, like I said, we're writing something right now, which is a totally new venture, but it's been a really rewarding process and a lot of fun. So yeah, that's kind of what we're up to right now.
Brent,
so far.
I wish you the very best. I would suggest, since you're creative types, create a twin superhero, series, and and just do it on yourself. Not do it on your own. Do it on yourself. Do it on your own, so that no one tells you what to. You're the superheroes of your own life, and you've proven that.
Hey,
amen to that.
Congratulations, you guys are terrific, and I wish you the very best. And look, when the next project comes along, come back and visit us here on BEONDTV.
Oh, we'd love to. Yeah, thanks for having us. This was a blast.
Great.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.